Hondo Dog Training, and today we're going to be working with my 9-week-old puppy Lilo, and we're going to teach her name. Lilo is a 9-week-old black lab puppy. We picked her up a week ago, but today starts the first day of her obedience training. We wanted to wait a week just to let her get used to the house, get used to us, let her be a dog, build a little bit of confidence, and now that she's confident running around, we're really gonna get into that obedience. So obviously the first thing you're going to need when teaching a puppy anything is treats, treats, treats. I really love these Zooks minis right here. They're a perfect size, all natural, not too many ingredients, and generally they're pretty easy on the puppy's stomach. So the methods that we'll be using today to teach Lilo her name is pretty simple. It's cue, mark, reward. So what that means is we'll give her cue, aka we'll say her name, and as soon as she gives us eye contact, we'll mark it with the word yes, and then go ahead and give her that reward. Let's watch. Oh, come on. Obviously, first step, you need one of these. I'd say they're pretty crucial. All right, so one thing you can do to start off is really just show your dog that you have the treats. That's gonna get them interested, that's gonna get them motivated, especially these Labradors that are so food motivated. Sometimes it could take a couple minutes for the dog to actually realize that you are the one that has the treats. A lot of times dogs are going to go straight for that pouch because that's where the strongest smell is going to be. So having a couple in your hand is really good. Just a little bit of free feeding just to start. Really grab their attention. She's never had these before, so it's actually probably going to take her a couple minutes to get used to them, realize they're tasty, and then come back for more. Good girl. So she still doesn't realize that I have the treat, but I did say her name. She looked right at me. I marked it, and now I'm in the process of rewarding. Lilo. So notice how I only said her name once. What's going to happen if you say their name too many times? They're just going to associate it with any other word that comes out of our mouth and really not understand the point of what exactly you're trying to get them to do. For this case, I want to say her name, I want her to give me some eye contact, and then at that point, I can mark a reward. Lilo. Yes, good girl. So if you're having a little trouble with the name, if your pup's really distracted, sniffing things, chewing on things, kind of just running around and really not focused, you can actually take a step back. So before introducing the name, you can actually just make little noises to get their attention. Yes, good girl. So as soon as she looks at you, regardless of what noise you make, you want to mark that and reward it. Build that up over time, and that's really going to get your dog starting to engage with you. And once you have that engagement and the dog's a little more in work mode, that's when you can really start trying to introduce that name and try to get them to look at you. So while Miss Lilo hangs out and takes a little nap, I'm actually going to try to hang up this big whiteboard here. So it's going to go right up on that wall in between the leashes and the treat pouches. And so basically that's going to help during group classes, privates, just be able to write things up on the board, really help people get visual aids, and then also help welcome the pets and the humans. Well, I was going to try and film, while I hang up that whiteboard, time-lapse type thing. However, it's proving to be an actual pain in the butt. It's humongous, it's heavy, and I'll probably need a ladder to get up there. And most definitely both my hands. All right, we are back. Finally got that whiteboard hung up. Took a lot longer than I wanted it to. Also hung up that really cool piece of art. It's German Shepherd. Shaking off some water. Little babe is asleep. Well, just waking up from a nap. He's been out for about an hour. Lots of play, a little bit of training. Good way to wear your dog out. So in the meantime, we got Mr. Kona Bear. He's my 2-year-old German Shepherd following me around, sitting, thinking I have snacks for him. Which I may. Right, buddy? Want a treat? Good boy. Everybody loves the head tilt. Right? Good boy. So probably work with Kona a little bit. Just do some place and sharpening and, yeah, he knows. He knows his place well. He's got some toys, hanging out. Actually, might run him on the treadmill a little bit, just for a little bit of exercise. Let puppy wake up. And then when she's up, we're actually gonna have lunch, play some more, and then get back to training. See you in a bit. All right, so it actually turned into a pretty nice day out here. So what I think I'm gonna do is keep these bays open here on either side, and then put out the fences, and that's gonna give us a little more room to work. Quick note about these fences. They're actually right off Amazon. Not crazy expensive, super lightweight. Just a nice white little picket fence. And what that's gonna do is really open up the training area. So on a nice day when we're not just stuck inside, we can actually go outside and enjoy the beautiful weather. They come with little ties that you can connect the fence posts together. Make it a little more secure so dogs aren't pushing their way out of there. But really, really nice addition to open it up more. All right, so I know I said I was going to let her sleep, but it's actually getting a little bit late in the afternoon, and it's definitely lunchtime. With puppies, you want to feed them 3 smaller meals a day rather than 1 or 2 large ones. And that just helps get everything through their digestive system at an appropriate time. And it really just is a little bit easier on their bellies. Wakey, wakey. You hungry? She is so tired. What up? You don't want to wake up? Even for some food. All right, I actually don't want to mess with her too much, so what I'm gonna do is gonna go make her food and bring it to her out here. Some 5-star service right there. Good morning. It is freezing. Frost on the ground. About 28 degrees it said. Super cold. So we're actually not gonna go train in the garage right away. Probably gonna run out, grab a heater. Just one of those stand-up portable heaters. Warm it up in there a little bit because insulated, it's finished, but it's still very cold, and with all this frost on the ground, don't want anyone to get too cold. so we are back. Tried to put in a couple space heaters. Unfortunately, it was tripping the breaker switch, so still cold in here, but we're gonna try to figure out another way to heat it. In the meantime, puppy has been sleeping all morning, so she's a little bit crazy right now, so we're gonna do a few minutes of the flirt pole, and then we're gonna go back to teaching her her name. So the flirt pole is one of my favorite toys to use with dogs. It's really good for their prey drive. It's really interactive with you and your pup. But you really want to make sure you're only using the flirt pole when you're actually playing with your puppy. Because of this long string and the pole here, you kind of just leave it on the ground to let your puppy mess around with it. It could actually wrap around their foot, their leg, even their neck or their bellies, and could actually do quite a bit of damage if left unsupervised. So you really want to make sure you're keeping a good eye on your puppy. You're in charge of the other end of the stick, and you're really watching and monitoring them as they play with it. So one thing that's pretty important when you're about to train is that you want to take their distractions away initially, especially when you're teaching a new behavior. So because we're teaching her name today, she's not going to focus on me if she has this toy right here. So you have two options. One, you can either use it as motivation, and that'll be her reward when she does whatever cue you're asking her to, or you can play it out, wait till you have it or the dog drops it, and then put it away and go ahead and grab your treats. So we are doing a continuation of what we did yesterday. We are teaching Lilo here her name. We got some treats, and we're gonna get started. So if you're in a situation like this, where your puppy's in your lap, climbing all over you, very motivated by the treats in your hand, they actually don't really know what's going on. They don't understand that we're trying to teach them something here. So what you can do to kind of divert your puppy's attention, but also continue to train with them, is really show them one of the treats, toss it off to the side, so they see it. And then that'll distract them, and you can say their name. Lilo. Yes, good girl. And this is again where patience really comes into play. They're not going to do exactly what you want them to do, especially right away. They're going to be distracted, they're going to be busy, they're going to be looking for treats, right? They know treats are coming from somewhere. They're not sure if it's you or not, so they're going to walk around, they're going to explore, and that's where you can really just slow the training session down and really focus on that good eye contact and that good response. Or you can be like Lilo, grab the treat and run as far away as possible. So when training your puppy different commands and cues, you'll often ask yourself, where do I start? Do I start with their name, sit, come, stay, down? There's so many different things you can teach your puppy, and it can be extremely overwhelming trying to figure out, where do I start? I always love to start with the name first. It's really just a nice attention grabber, and then you can use it further down the line, such as Lilo, sit, Lilo, down. So then the puppy knows, oh, they're talking to me. So we're gonna go ahead and start with her name. Lilo. Yes, good girl. So I know we say we're looking for eye contact, right? But with puppies, sometimes they don't fully understand the concept of looking directly into your eyes when you're asking them to. So any kind of refocus towards you in your general direction is a great place to start. So you can actually go ahead and mark and reward that, even if it's just a head turn towards you. That's really gonna help the puppy get motivated and start to understand exactly what you're both trying to accomplish. Lilo, yes, good girl. If you say their name and they don't respond right away, give them a few seconds to see if they'll be able to figure it out. Dogs are really good problem solvers. So even if they don't get it right in the second that you ask them to, slow down, give them a few seconds to figure it out, and then you can still mark and reward that head turn or eye contact with you. Lilo. Yes, good girl. So the reason we mark as soon as our dog does what we're asking them to is to let them know that yes, exactly what you did in that second is exactly what we want you to do. A lot of people ask, well, why don't you just immediately give the treat to the dog? because there's going to be situations where the treat is delayed. Especially with Lilo, while she's really distracted, she doesn't always know where the treat's coming from, when she's going to get it, and she's just not quite sure that I have it in my hand right away to let her know that yes, that's exactly what I wanted you to do. So that's why we use the marker. I like the word yes, say it loud and proud, and then that lets the dog know that, oh, you did exactly what I asked you to. Here's a snack. So we all just had breakfast. We are going out potty. Not me personally, but the two of them. She's somewhere. There she is. They just ate. They're gonna go potty. We're gonna play a little bit, and then we are going to get to work, get back to teaching the name. We actually ended on a really good note yesterday. She was responding about 85-90% of the time to her name. So we're gonna keep working today, and stay tuned. What is up? We're back. Lilo's hanging out in the back over there, playing around a little bit, but we are going to get right to work. Got our treats, got our dog. Let's get busy. Lilo. Yes, good girl. So because we did this a ton yesterday, she's a lot better at it now. She's really starting to learn her name. And dogs don't actually recognize that their name is their name, right? I know my name is Angela, whoever else's name is whoever else, but dogs don't recognize, oh, Lilo, that's my name. It really just means, pay attention to me, I'm talking to you. Lilo, yes, good girl. So this is a little different from yesterday, right? I don't have to toss the treats as far away. I'm starting to rely on her more, that she will look up at me and give me that eye contact. So I don't have to take these treats and toss them across the room to try to get her distracted as much anymore. She's really learning to look right up at me and starting to learn that Lilo means look at me. So there you have it, folks. That is how you teach a dog their name. She is making a lot of noise right now. So with their name, lots of patience, lots of treats. Comment down below if you have any further questions about how to teach your dog or puppy their name. Stay tuned for next week. We are going to be learning sit. Take care, guys.